Welcome to Chroma Celebs. I'm Rose, bringing you the latest shocking updates on Sister Wives. Unexpected twists, emotional moments, and unbelievable drama. Stay tuned till the end. Cody and Robin reveal if they'd ever return to plural marriage. In the world of reality television, few shows have sparked as much debate, curiosity, and emotional investment as TLC's Sister Wives. Since its debut, the show has provided a rare glimpse into the lives of the Brown family, a polygamous household navigating the complex terrain of love, parenting, religious devotion, and societal judgment. Over the years, viewers have witnessed dramatic shifts in family dynamics, tearful separations, new beginnings, and the unraveling of what once seemed to be an unshakable belief system. At the center of it all, Cody Brown, once the proud husband of 4 wives, and his 4th wife, Robin Brown, have remained the focal point of both admiration and scrutiny. As the latest chapter in the Sister Wives saga unfolds, one question has begun to dominate conversations both among fans and within the Brown family itself: would Cody and Robin ever return to plural marriage? The question isn't merely rhetorical, it strikes at the heart of their beliefs, their past decisions, and their very identities. Once champions of polygamy as a divine principle, Cody and Robin now find themselves at a crossroads. With 3 of Cody's 4 marriages dissolved and Robin remaining his only legal and emotional partner, the idea of re-entering the world of plural marriage presents both spiritual and practical implications. In recent months, during interviews and tell-all segments, the couple has opened up in ways they never have before. Their conversations have been tinged with vulnerability, regret, and a level of honesty that has taken fans by surprise. Cody, once confident and vocal about the blessings of polygamy, now speaks with a certain weariness. Robin, too, has revealed layers of internal conflict, torn between the values she was raised with and the realities she now lives. Cody's journey away from polygamy has not been a sudden one. It has been years in the making. Long before his 3 spiritual marriages ended, the cracks in the foundation were evident. Tensions with his wives, Mary, Yanel, and Christine, began to surface more frequently. His rigid approach to the family structure, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic, created rifts that never fully healed. Christine was the first to leave, followed by Yanel and then Mary. Each departure was its own storm, filled with resentment, emotional confrontations, and accusations of betrayal. Yet through it all, Robin remained. She became the lone wife, a role she never envisioned and never wanted. Robin has often spoken about her belief in plural marriage as a sacred principle. She joined the Brown family with the understanding that she would be part of a larger unit, a sisterhood of wives supporting one another. Instead, she found herself increasingly isolated, the subject of fan theories and criticism, and the symbolic representation of everything that went wrong in the family. When asked directly whether they would ever consider returning to plural marriage, both Cody and Robin hesitated. Their answers were not the unequivocal affirmations they once would have given. Cody admitted that his experiences had left him emotionally exhausted. He described the immense pressure of trying to be everything to everyone, only to watch his family crumble. The toll it took on his health, his spirit, and his self-esteem has been profound. Cody confessed that, at this point in his life, he is no longer actively seeking another wife. He believes the wounds left by his failed marriages are still too fresh, and the trust required to build another plural family would be nearly impossible to re-establish. Robin, too, offered a perspective that was both emotional and conflicted. She spoke about how she felt she had lost her purpose within the family structure. For years, she envisioned a household full of sister wives, shared responsibilities, and a network of love and support. Instead, she now finds herself in what she describes as a monogamous marriage, something she never wanted. Robin admitted that while she still believes in the principle of plural marriage, she's no longer certain it is something she would pursue again, especially considering the emotional scars left behind. The topic of returning to plural marriage also brings up the issue of their children. Cody has fathered 18 children with his wives, and many of them have spoken openly about their views on polygamy. Most of them, especially the older ones, have chosen monogamous relationships or have expressed disinterest in following their parents' footsteps. The younger children, particularly those still under Robin's care, have grown up witnessing the disintegration of their family in real time. Cody and Robin have both expressed a desire to provide stability for these children. Introducing new wives and new dynamics could disrupt the fragile peace they have tried to maintain. In recent Sister Wives episodes and social media discussions, fans have speculated on whether the couple's resistance to plural marriage is genuine or simply a reflection of circumstance. Some believe Cody and Robin are biding their time, waiting for the right person to join their family. Others are convinced that the days of plural marriage are truly over for them, and that their public statements reflect an authentic transformation in beliefs. There is also a theory that financial strain and public backlash have played a role in their decision to step away from the lifestyle they once advocated. Cody's relationship with the church that supported his polygamous values has also changed. While the Browns have long distanced themselves from the FLDS Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they maintained their own spiritual framework rooted in the teachings of early Mormonism. Now, however, Cody appears to be distancing himself even further, not just from the institution, but from the theology that once guided his life. He has questioned whether the sacrifices required for polygamy are truly worth it, especially when the promised rewards, unity, harmony, celestial glory, never materialized in his experience. Robin, despite her lingering attachment to the principle, seems to be following a similar trajectory. She has stopped speaking in absolutes. Her tone is less certain, her declarations more nuanced. While she has not renounced her beliefs, she has acknowledged that her reality does not reflect the ideal. Robin has said that if another woman were to join their family, it would have to be under very different circumstances that prioritize emotional health, mutual respect, and above all, consent and desire from all involved. For fans who have followed the Brown family's journey from the beginning, this evolution is bittersweet. On one hand, it is refreshing to see Cody and Robin engage in self-reflection and express vulnerability. On the other, it marks the end of an era. The central premise of Sister Wives, a man and his 4 wives navigating polygamous life together, is no longer a reality. What remains is a fractured family trying to rebuild itself in a world that has changed, and in ways they never anticipated. Cody's recent remarks during the Tell-All special were particularly revealing. He stated that he's in a period of spiritual re-evaluation. He no longer feels the same calling to plural marriage that once defined his entire identity. He described his current relationship with Robin as a sanctuary, a place of healing after years of emotional chaos. He also acknowledged that Robin has borne the brunt of the backlash from fans and even from his other wives, who saw her as a wedge in the family. Robin, for her part, broke down in tears while describing the loneliness of being Cody's only wife. She never wanted to be in a monogamous marriage, yet that's what she ended up with. She said she still dreams of a house full of sister wives, children running through shared hallways, and holiday gatherings that look like those they used to have. But she also admitted that the dream feels distant now, perhaps permanently out of reach. The possibility of Cody and Robin ever returning to plural marriage is now more of a philosophical question than a practical one. It challenges everything they used to believe, and forces them to confront the discrepancies between their ideals and their lived experiences. While they haven't completely closed the door on the idea, they have certainly stepped far away from it. The emotional exhaustion, the broken relationships, and the shifting cultural tide have all contributed to a profound change in their outlook. In this sense, their story mirrors the broader conversation happening in the world about love, partnership, and the boundaries of tradition. Cody and Robin's decision or indecision about plural marriage is more than just a personal choice. It reflects a larger societal shift, where old beliefs are being questioned and new paradigms are being explored. Whether they choose to stay as they are or someday invite another wife into their lives, one thing is clear: the era of idealized polygamy in the Brown family is over, and what remains is a new narrative, one filled with introspection, consequences, and perhaps a different kind of love. As the series moves forward, fans will no doubt continue to speculate and analyze every word, every facial expression, and every clue that might hint at what comes next. But for now, Cody and Robin are choosing to live in the present, a present marked not by a plurality of spouses, but by a singular, complicated relationship that defies the very principles they once held so dear. Whether they return to plural marriage or not, they have already entered a new chapter, one that will redefine them not just as individuals, but as a couple navigating a vastly different path from the one they began together. Yanel fluffs up Cody's bed with new excuse. Sister Wives fans see through the soft talk. Yanel Brown, once the steely, fiercely independent second wife of Cody Brown in TLC's long-running reality series Sister Wives, seems to have caught viewers off guard once again. In the newest wave of interviews, behind-the-scenes leaks, and fan-dissected footage, a curious narrative twist has emerged, one that places Yanel in the surprising position of seeming to soften her stance on Cody Brown despite their dramatic fallout. While most of the Brown family's ex-wives have found their voices, peace, and self-determined futures, a subtle shift in Yanel's tone has fans raising their eyebrows. Could she be fluffing up Cody's proverbial bed, not with sheets or pillows but with excuses? This latest development has become a talking point across social media forums, especially in the wake of Sister Wives Season 19's emotionally charged tell-all episodes. Yanel, often seen as the pragmatic and logic-driven counterpart to Christine's outspoken frustration or Mary's quiet yearning, had previously made it abundantly clear that her relationship with Cody was over. Her decisive departure from their spiritual marriage signaled to fans that she was finally done with years of emotional neglect and the increasing dominance of Robin in the family dynamic. But now, a few well-placed words, spoken with more calm than contempt, have stirred the waters once again. In one clip, aired on TLC's special segment following the finale, Yanel described Cody as a man who really did try even if he failed. The phrasing shocked viewers who had grown used to Yanel's no-nonsense style. For many, the words came across as an unexpected backtrack, a quiet attempt to lend grace to a man who had, in many fans' opinions, lost the right to such softness after years of dismissiveness and one-sided affection. The clip quickly went viral on Sister Wives forums and fan-run YouTube channels, prompting a wave of analysis. Some argued Yanel was merely being diplomatic for the cameras. Others, however, saw something deeper and more troubling, an emotional tether that hadn't quite snapped. As the conversation spread, more segments surfaced where Yanel could be seen downplaying past conflict. She referred to her own anger as momentary, suggesting it was fueled by grief, change, and external stresses rather than by Cody's actions alone. While such admissions may seem mature on the surface, viewers who followed the series for over a decade weren't buying the sanitized version of events. The contrast between Yanel's fiery outburst just a season prior, where she told Cody outright that she didn't give a crap about his opinions, and this recent, more tempered language struck many as disingenuous. The timing of Yanel's change in tone also adds fuel to the speculation. As TLC reportedly gears up for yet another season, producers are said to be pushing for a narrative that doesn't completely alienate Cody from the audience. Sources close to the production claim that the show is undergoing quiet restructuring, possibly leaning toward reuniting some members for family therapy or a new healing journey arc. In that context, Yanel's new perspective could be less about reconciliation and more about staying relevant within the TLC machinery. Fans are no strangers to how reality TV operates. They know when someone's polishing a story, especially when it involves a character as polarizing as Cody Brown. But motives aside, the broader issue fans have latched onto is this. Why is Yanel seemingly excusing behaviors she once condemned? Is this emotional manipulation at play? Or is it a symptom of the complex emotional entanglements that decades of spiritual marriage can leave behind? After all, Yanel was part of the Brown family unit for over 25 years. She raised children in a structure built on religious principles and mutual dependence. Untangling from that isn't just about moving houses or separating bank accounts. It's about rewiring the emotional brain. Some fans believe Yanel is suffering from what they describe as plural wife syndrome, a term coined by online commenters to describe women in polygamous marriages who, despite hardship, struggle to fully sever ties with the shared husband. It's a condition of both faith and familiarity. In many cases, these women enter the relationship with the belief that their role is divinely appointed. Even when the system fails them, the emotional residue remains. For Yanel, who has always viewed her relationship with Cody through a more practical lens than Mary or Christine, this could explain her ability to rationalize Cody's shortcomings, to label his betrayals as mere failures rather than deal-breakers. Others are more critical. They argue that Yanel's recent comments undermine the progress made by Christine, who not only left the marriage but also stood firm in naming the emotional harm she experienced. Christine has emerged as a symbol of liberation among fans, someone who refused to let years of passive aggression and neglect define her worth. Yanel's new leniency toward Cody could, in their eyes, send a dangerous message that women should be understanding of toxic behaviors for the sake of peace. What's even more perplexing is how Cody has responded to Yanel's new tone. In a leaked scene reportedly from the upcoming season, Cody is seen telling Robin that Yanel finally gets it. The smugness in his delivery has sparked fresh outrage. Is Yanel's compassion being used against her? Has she inadvertently validated Cody's long-running narrative that he was merely misunderstood? The scene hints at the possibility that Cody sees Yanel's softening not as reconciliation but as vindication, proof that he wasn't the villain after all. Meanwhile, Yanel's children have been noticeably quiet. Previously, they were vocal in their defense of their mother, often clashing with Cody over how he treated her and the family. Now, their silence speaks volumes. Some fans speculate that the children are frustrated by what they perceive as a regression in their mother's empowerment. Others believe they are simply allowing her the space to process her own healing without public interference. Either way, their absence from the current narrative is notable. It's also worth considering whether Yanel is playing a long game. Unlike Christine, who has fully embraced a new life, new husband, and public glow-up, Yanel's post-Cody path has been quieter. While she has expressed interest in building a home, staying connected to her kids, and finding personal fulfillment, she hasn't taken the same visible leaps. Her newfound grace toward Cody could be part of a broader plan to maintain civil ties for the sake of her children or even future family gatherings. Not every exit needs to be explosive, and maybe, just maybe, Yanel's softened tone is her way of closing the chapter on her terms. Still, fans aren't letting go of the sense that something is amiss. Social media pages dedicated to sister wives are flooded with memes, think pieces, and video breakdowns. One user wrote, "Yanel fluffed up Cody's bed so well he didn't even need to do the dishes." Another joked, "I trusted Yanel like I trusted my grandma's cooking. Now I'm worried she's using salt instead of sugar." The humor underscores a deeper sense of betrayal, not because Yanel owes fans anything, but because her strength had come to symbolize something vital to viewers who've also struggled in one-sided relationships. In the end, the question remains, has Yanel truly changed her perspective, or is this simply the uncomfortable aftermath of disentangling from a shared life? Is she seeking closure and kindness? Or has Cody manipulated the narrative once again? Only time and perhaps another tell-all will reveal the truth. Until then, Yanel's remarks will continue to echo across living rooms and comment sections alike, stirring debates about forgiveness, loyalty, and the tangled legacy of polygamy. Whatever comes next, one thing is certain. Yanel's words, however measured, have reignited a long-standing conversation about what it means to leave, to stay, and to explain away pain in the name of peace. Whether she's fluffing up Cody's bed or simply trying to make sense of the wreckage, fans will be watching closely. Because in the world of sister wives, even the softest words can carry the heaviest weight. Some fans believe Yanel is suffering from what they describe as plural wife syndrome, a term coined by online commenters to describe women in polygamous marriages who, despite hardship, struggle to fully sever ties with the shared husband. It's a condition of both faith and familiarity. In many cases, these women enter the relationship with the belief that their role is divinely appointed. Even when the system fails them, the emotional residue remains. For Yanel, who has always viewed her relationship with Cody through a more practical lens than Mary or Christine, this could explain her ability to rationalize Cody's shortcomings, to label his betrayals as mere failures rather than deal-breakers. Others are more critical. They argue that Yanel's recent comments undermine the progress made by Christine, who not only left the marriage but also stood firm in naming the emotional harm she experienced. Christine has emerged as a symbol of liberation among fans, someone who refused to let years of passive aggression and neglect define her worth. Yanel's new leniency toward Cody could, in their eyes, send a dangerous message that women should be understanding of toxic behaviors for the sake of peace. What's even more perplexing is how Cody has responded to Yanel's new tone. In a leaked scene reportedly from the upcoming season, Cody is seen telling Robin that Yanel finally gets it. The smugness in his delivery has sparked fresh outrage. Is Yanel's compassion being used against her? Has she inadvertently validated Cody's long-running narrative that he was merely misunderstood? The scene hints at the possibility that Cody sees Yanel's softening not as reconciliation but as vindication, proof that he wasn't the villain after all. Meanwhile, Yanel's children have been noticeably quiet. Previously, they were vocal in their defense of their mother, often clashing with Cody over how he treated her and the family.